rad logo.
Got you framed.
Cool.
How did you end up working with Jørgen?
Well, I've been listening to Shining for like a while, but I didn't know the band's name was Shining.
Okay.
I'd heard the music before, and this is really cool music, this is real cool music. I didn't know who it was. And then Clay from Prosthetics said, dude, we got this new band called Shining, you should check them out. And then I heard their song on YouTube, and I'm like, that's the sound that I heard before. So I knew that like it was a cool thing. And I heard the music, and it was like had the power of metal, but it didn't suck. I think most metal, it doesn't excite me as much as it did when I was a little kid, because very few people really get creative with metal music and aggressive music. It either just becomes too much of a cliche, kind of like super death metal, and it's just that whole thing is like when it's done well, it's great, but I need something new. I need to be stimulated a lot to enjoy music. So like that's why I'm always kind of searching out new music, and in metal I'm disappointed much more than I'm excited. But when I heard Shining, this is what will excite people who are into heavy music, and also people who think that heavy music needs to be like injected with new blood and something new. And I can't think of anybody who would listen to Shining and say, oh well, it's not cool. Because any way that you look at it, it's just awesome. The musical arrangements, the sounds of the instruments, it's just new. It's not just guitar, bass, and drums with good playing. It's got new sonic elements and new melodic elements that I've never heard in metal or rock or anything before, but it has that same power that gets me excited about metal and rock. So it's just like a perfect thing for what I like to listen to in aggressive rock music. And I've never even once thought that a sax could be cool in heavy music, ever. I love sax, by the way. I'm a big fan of sax playing. But the kind of sax playing that I'm a fan of is from like the 50s music and like doo-wop and stuff like that. But I just never thought the sound of a sax would ever mix in heavy music. It just never occurred to me. But it's done so cool in Shining that I thought, I just want to meet this guy and see what's up in his head, you know? And this song that we did together, it's just really, really so fresh to me, and just such a lot of fun to listen to and to do, and so creative that I'm just excited to be working with Jørgen.
How has it been working with him?
It was totally stimulating for me to work with Jørgen, because he would do stuff that I would never ever dreamed of doing myself. And when I hear stuff like that, it makes me play things that I've never played before. And that's my goal. Every time I try to create music is something that I've never done before. I get bored super quickly, so like I'm always trying to update my music and update my playing with things that I've never tried before. And when I get to work with somebody like Jørgen, it was just really easy, because he comes from a place that I have no idea what he's thinking about. It's a very, very musical place. A lot of depth in the music that he plays. And it's not by accident. It's all very well educated is not the right word, but a very deep knowledge of music. And that's very appealing to me. And I don't mean it in the way like a veteran musician. I mean it in the way of like someone who knows his own music very well. And that's much more appealing to me. There's a million veteran musicians here in LA or in Tokyo. But someone who has his own music that deep is very rare. So it was a big pleasure to work with Jørgen. We traded a lot of musical emails back and forth, and now we're in the same room working on stuff, and that is a real treat. And it's really great, stimulating way to record. And I really hope this is the first of many cool collaborations.
You sound inspired.
Yeah, man, I'm stoked. It's really, really, yeah, I'm inspired, man. It's just this whole project, my whole new album is a big thing for me, because I got a lot of cool guests that I really admire. And Jørgen is just probably the deepest musically that I've worked with on another instrument. I've worked with a lot of great guitarists and bass players and stuff, but Actually, I've worked with a lot of really good sax players, but not sick guys like this. You know, not guys who are like, it's such a cliche to say thinking outside the box, but I mean, his musical, what he mixes together is just so fresh to me. It's not just like a really ripping sax player. It's just really fresh, and freshness is everything to me, because I've been doing music forever, since I was a baby, and I've heard everything. But when I hear something new, it gets me really excited, and it gets me to want to work with that person and get kind of that musical insight into my music and just steal licks off the guy and that kind of thing. So there's a lot of stuff where I'm copying him or playing off him, and we're kind of playing back and forth, and it's just a great musical process, and I really look forward to doing more and turning people on to Shining too, because a lot of people think because I'm this guitar guy that I sit around listening to guitar music all the time, which is nothing could be farther from the truth. Yeah, I really can't stand guitar music, because when I do it so full on that the last thing I want to hear other than my own guitar music is more guitar. So when I get excited about other music, it's really a really cool, stimulating thing for me. So that's what I can say about Jørgen and Shining, and I'm glad we're on the same label, and hopefully we can do more stuff together, maybe tours or whatever. But I'm up for it, and he's such a cool guy too, so really easy to get ideas off of.